the solution for this example. So the first thing we need to do is work out what the suggested price is. We need to do an NPV. So we're going to go and find the NPV. The rate to use, we've got it over here. The values, we don't use period 0, that's already gone. We're going to look at this one and go forward to the end of year 50. And when I say OK, you'll see that it suggests there's a suggested price of 316, but the actual price is currently 403. What we want to see is what does it imply based on a data table. So across the top I've got terminal growth, which matches that input there. I've got initial growth, which is that input there. We highlight this. We go data, what if analysis, data table. The row is the terminal value, the column is the initial value. I click OK. Because it's giving me the same number, I'm going to push F9 so the data table works. Let's just make this a bit bigger so we can see all the numbers. So there's our set of numbers. You can now see that at the 6% and minus 10%, the suggested price is 316. If, for example, terminal growth is actually 9%, then it's 422. The next part of the example tries to make this a bit more clear because it's difficult to actually see these numbers. You have to look at every single cell. So we're going to make use of conditional formatting. So what we want to do is we want to look and see that these numbers, if they match or close to the suggested price, then we want that to be yellow. We want it to be green if it's less than that, opportunity for us to buy, or red if it's higher than that. So we go to Home, Conditional Formatting. We're going to use color scales. Now if we use that one, the highest number is green, so we actually want to go the other way around. Switch that on. At the moment, Excel has guessed what it wants to, what should be green, yellow, and red. So I'm going to go and say Manage Rules. We're going to say Edit Rule. And what we're going to say is the midpoint must not be based on a percentile. It must be a number. And that number you can find in this cell here. So when I say OK and apply, you'll see there's our yellow cell, the one that matches that, and the opportunities are in this direction, and if the price was in this area, it would be a definite sell. The next part is we want to add conditional formatting to show the numbers that are close to the actual price. So we'll say within 10%, either up or down of that price. We're going to shade it, so I'm going to highlight that, go conditional formatting. You'll see if I go to highlight cell rules, there's an option here saying between. So I want to say that if the cells are between, and we're now going to put a formula in here, and we're going to say it's equals to that number times 0.9 or equals to C19 times 1.1. You can see it's already doing it, but we want to shade it. We don't want the colors to be interfered with. So go to custom format. I'm going to go to fill, and you'll see we've got a pattern style. So I'm going to choose one of these styles, and maybe to make it a little bit clearer, I'm going to add a border. So you can see already it's showing us the cells that are close to the current number. So I'm going to say OK. So now what you've got is you've got the color scales and you've got the shading.